Back to another episode of the Lead Podcast. My name is Faith.
My name is Blessing.
And Naomi is not here today for reasons of her own that she can tell you guys later. So, Blessing, how's life?
Life is good. We're just working. Oh, God. Final year.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, God. No, guys.
Today I actually had to sit there and I was like planning my essays and stuff that I was supposed I had to go through my plans because
of final year, everything counts. Like, you can't just do, I'll do good in this one and I'll just leave that one. Everything counts. And especially if you're not getting that much guidance from your lecturers or stuff. Well, fourth year is just my life right now. Like you said, how's life? It's literally just fourth year. Final year. That's literally it. How's yours, son?
Yeah, 4th year as well.
Fourth year.
Final year. I'm not in 4th year. What am I saying? I'm in
year.
3rd year, but I'm final year. So as well, yeah, everything does count. What was it? My mom came into my room. I didn't go to college today. My mom came to my room and she was just looking at me and I was just there like, But like, it's stressful.
It is.
Do you got me? I'm like, keeping up with all your stuff going on can be annoying. But with that, keeping up with all the stress that's going on, self-care is a big thing.
Word.
That segue was so good.
It was a good transition.
Self-care is a big thing. So today, our episode is on self-care, every aspect of self-care. I have a main question. Is too much self-care a thing?
No, too much self-care isn't a thing. But the most important thing is that you're doing it within your means. Because some people will go all the way just in the name of self-care, will put themselves into debts, start unnecessarily borrowing or, even like gambling just to pay the money that's needed. Self-care can come in a lot of different ways, and it doesn't always have to be the most expensive thing. But once too much self-care, you can do all the self-care in the world you want, but my thing is just have the money to do it. And be smart about it. Yeah.
How about self-care that's not like money? Because, like, okay, let's take, for instance, we're in final year now.
Yeah.
And one of my main themes of self-care is lying there watching TikTok. Because that is self-care. If I'm lying there doing self-care... Lead
at the TheLeadLeague on TikTok.
Okay. If we're lying there doing self-care, 4 or 5 hours in a day or something, would that not be too much, or is that money-wise?
It depends on what's your definition of self-care. That's you always have to go back. Like, what is your definition of self-care?
What is my definition of self-care?
Like I say, the dictionary's definition is taking care of oneself, both physically, mentally, emotionally. Yeah. Well, obviously, people make their own definitions for different things.
And what's yours?
What's yours?
Why are you trying to question back at me?
What's yours?
I say my own definition of self-care is just being like, not at peace, but like just being still in a moment, basically. Like if I have so much stuff going on with like either TheLeadLeague or college or different events or something that I'm going on, something that takes my mind off whatever is happening at the moment. That'd be my definition of self-care. But for me, it's more like escaping. So like either traveling or going out with friends or something, escaping that scenario. Be self-care for me. But I know you do like a lot of reading and you do a lot of...
I was actually going to talk about it.
like, what's your definition?
Just, oh, Lord. Okay, well, usually my peak of self-care comes when in my busy periods. So, like, say even if I have, like, I remember, like, I think it was last year, 2 semesters ago, I was like, oh, I'm not going to start this book until I finish this. No, look, there was 2. I was like, I'm not going to start this book until I finish my assignments. But no, I started a 4-book series because I was just like, actually,
4 books.
Tomorrow isn't promised. Let me just enjoy for today. And it was actually a recent April. I was like, oh, I'm not going to start the show Scandal. I was like, I'm not going to start Scandal till 3rd year is over.
No, what was it? I was like, I think September, I wasn't watching a show because normally I'm consistently like watching a show or
Yeah.
something, and I'd finished all the shows that I was watching, and I was like, you know what, this is good. College is starting. I don't have a show I'm watching, and I think a week ago or something I was bored, and I was like, you know what, let me watch an old show that I've watched before,
Yeah.
and it was Criminal Minds, and now I'm literally it's back into the cycle, even though I have already previously watched it and stuff. I was just like back into the cycle of watching something. And like I always say that I'm very multitask, so I can do my assignment and also watch it. But at the same time, you're oh my god, what's the English I want to say?
Yeah.
My focus.
Your focus is divided.
Which is not really good because then my work is not as good as it's supposed to.
So to answer your question, do you think too much self-care is too much, or is there a limit to self-care?
I don't think self-care is too much, but well, like everything, too much of everything is a bad thing. Do you get me? So too much of anything is bad.
Yeah.
But I feel like as long as the self-care you're doing is not affecting anything else in your life, then it's not bad. I'm very for self-care and taking care of yourself in different areas anyway. So I would say
everything in moderation.
Yeah.
Because you see, in this generation, we tend to make definitions for ourselves, which can be a good thing, but also it won't be the best thing because, if we make our own definitions to things, we might not know the limits. So that's how people can go overboard with things and they get their priorities wrong. So obviously, self-care is a thing of relaxation, but just everything in moderation, because too much of everything is bad, as you said. But yeah.
Yeah. And it depends on what type of self-care it is as well. Because for me, as I said before, traveling, and as for you, like reading, you could do reading anywhere.
Yeah.
But like traveling, you have to set a period of time, where, okay, this is the time I'm going to take this flight, this is the time I'm going to come back. So you're missing those few days or few hours to do anything else productive. You can't just leave where you're traveling and come back, if that makes sense. So I think it also depends on the type of self-care. And there's to you, what different self-care methods are there for us girlies?
Oh, for us women as a whole, I think everything really, traveling, I was gonna say relaxation, but relaxation, whether booking yourself into a massage, booking yourself into a spa, being out in nature, hiking, if you're a spiritual person, going on a personal retreat, or just, doing things that you usually don't have the time to do, but it's relaxing for you. Because obviously, as I said, everyone makes their own definitions. But yeah, I think that'll be for us women. But the beautiful thing about life is that we can always create new things and new ways to do things. So the sky's not the limit. Is that what they say?
What are you trying to say?
As in, there's no limit to what our imagination can do in regards to self-care, in making new ways for self-care. Once it's
Isn't
safe.
it the sky's the limit?
Oh yeah, but doesn't the sky let's go? Okay, actually,
yeah, but the sky is very far away though.
Fine, the sky's in it.
I thought it was the sky's the limit.
I think it is. I couldn't.
Okay,
but yeah, I think that's it. What do you think for regards to stuff women can do? You said
self-care.
Yeah.
What we do in general anyway, maintenance, personal maintenance, your hair, your nails, your lashes, your body. People get their waxes, people get monthly massages, people get facials, people get some people get piercings every month or something as a woman to uphold the outwardly appearance. Anyway, I feel like this mic is so far away. To uphold the outwardly appearance as a person, as a woman, as a woman. Okay, English is coming back.
Thank God.
But I feel like that's when we think self-care is an outwardly thing. Like, it's for your body. Like, some people self-care has a lot to do with your mind as well.
Definitely.
People
That's a big
journal, people meditate and stuff, but like as a Christian, praying and being being God's presence would be self-care.
Yeah.
I feel like that's would be different forms of self-care, but maintenance as a big. I know you mentioned making sure that self-care is not costing you anything.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Money-wise, and when every month you have hundreds going out to certain things, like your hair, your nails, your makeup and stuff, and you're not actually saving it for other stuff, is that, and I don't think that's self-care anymore.
Not self-care. Because you're putting yourself in danger or harm. Because say if you have no savings or you just don't know what's going on. Obviously, like, you don't know tomorrow's promise. But at the end of the day, you always want to have something saved for tomorrow in case. But you can't do that if you're spending, like... Obviously, we're not telling you... Well, are we telling you not to how to manage your money? At the same time, we're not telling you to spend... It's just don't... Keep your hundreds, But don't go.
But like...
I mean, that's why I said if you have the means to, because some people don't, but they still go the extra mile to make sure that, I do this in the name of self-care. But we give a lot of, what's the thing, we're permissive with a lot of our actions in the name of something because we said so. But half of the time, we can be wrong about it. Like, we can't even lie about that. So, yeah, I'm just saying, once you do it within your means, if you have the means, go ahead. If you don't, try to learn that skill for yourself or something. But even some girls or women, they still know the skill, but for them to go to other services, it's a form of luxury.
Because I was gonna say that, like, a lot of these stuff, like for self-care anyway, and maintenance is a form of luxury.
Yeah,
it is not a need. It's not a necessity for you to survive. Especially with like your hair, your lashes, it's a luxury service. It's not something you have to do every month.
Yeah.
So let's say if it's for self-care and you know that you're going down the route where you're spending a lot of your money or you're spending a lot of your time on self-care, maintenance, the maintenance side of self-care, anyway, then you can either dial it back a bit or learn the skill. Like, I remember during COVID, what was it? I grew up, I didn't like my mom or my sister doing my hair. So I've always gone to other people to do my hair. And during COVID, I taught myself how to do my hair. Because it was saving money, and it was also, I didn't do the hair that's on my head. I was like, I literally taught myself how to do my hair.
Yeah.
And it's a big skill as well. And now, if I really want to, I can do other people's hair. And even...
She's done one before, guys.
That was stress, though.
If Naomi wasn't there that day, oh my God. I should miss Naomi. Shout out, babes. Yeah.
Miss you. Anyway,
obviously you taught yourself that, and now, like, you're not stuck.
Yeah, and I'm also saving money on that side of maintenance as well. So if it's a skill you can learn it. Or I know a lot of girls in the beauty industry, they do service for service. For a lot of the maintenance of like hair, lashes, makeup.
Like swap services.
Yeah, so like let's say if I do someone's lashes, that person could do my nails if they're trained in something like that. A lot of girls do that, and that is a form of self-care, but also saving your money and saving your coins.
Yeah.
But if you didn't learn the skill in the first place, you wouldn't have the accessibility. So,
but with maintenance, like the costs these days, they look. Obviously, people know what they're charging. Like, they know what it's work to sit down. Like, the amount of people that actually have, like, say, chronic back pain from, the services that they provide. So, obviously, that's why they charge what they charge. But the charging is charged.
It's a luxury service. It's, like, it's not a need.
True.
I think people forget that because...
Well, say one's hair. Obviously, you can carry your natural hair out. But, say, like, it's easier to maintain when your hair is done. So I would say that's more necessity than luxury.
Yeah, but you don't have to buy a 500 € wig every time.
Not to wait.
And get like a 60 € install every time. But that's what majority of girlies do.
Yeah.
Not majority, but like a good few.
Yeah.
They get their hair. Like I would say some girls every month there's a new install. Do you get me? And if you can
Bust
afford
down.
it, you can afford it because obviously you've worked hard to achieve that lifestyle.
Exactly.
Because me too, if I have the money to buy a 600 wig every month,
Jetpack bust down 30-inch middle part.
oh, she
You
has
already
fantasies.
know. You know.
If I have the money and I have the like and everything else is sorted, then why not? But
Exactly.
as we said in previous episodes, that a lot of our generation live under a facade that you know I have to keep up with either social norms, well, like social media and stuff. So they have to be spick and span every.
Yeah.
But if you could do, to be honest, as you said before, services are expensive.
Yeah.
Like braids now. Before you could go to one auntie, get €50 braid, last you for 2 months.
As a
But now the minimum is like 100, 150 for a nice bum length braids. And
I know someone who paid, what's it called? It was actually short. I won't say Ghana weave, but like all back corner.
All back,
yeah, like Ghana weave style. They paid like 90 for that.
oh my god.
Shorts.
But then the person, they're making money off
exactly,
it.
like that's someone's job.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So that's why it's just good to assess.
But are we taking into the fact that now they know their value and that's self-care for them? Because those aunties that used to do €50 and they will have, they do like to the back, long, small. I remember they used to do very small. Sorry, it'd be very small and it would take them 8 hours. €50 for 8 hours.
8 hours. Who's doing hair for 8 hours?
What was it? I remember sitting in chairs for 8 hours though.
Yeah, but all in one gojo or like it'll be.
Well, to be honest, most of the time they'll go cook and feed their kids.
Exactly. That's
and they'll offer me and I'll be like, no, ma'am, I'm okay. But that'll be like 30. Okay, 1 hour. So let's say 6 to 7 hours anyway.
Yeah.
€50 for like.
I say 5, 6 is even still such a stress. I don't know why we were there that long, but like
5
I know what
hours.
you were doing at 13.
You doing the small like the
Well,
they'll
I
just
don't know
part
the
a
braid
small.
is.
Okay. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
But what I mean is like now they know that because if you collect even for 5 hours, €10 per hour for braids,
and especially if that's like the person's sole means of living.
Yeah.
They obviously need to feed their families. They need to pay their rent and their bills. So I think it'll be a mix. To answer your question, it'll be a mix of knowing their value and just because how costly life has got.
What's it called?
Cost of living.
Yeah.
They just. I don't blame them. They need the money, so you have to give them the money. And obviously, if you don't pay the money, someone else will.
Yeah.
So it's about, especially if you want to go like right. I don't say there's any cheap people services going around, but obviously you find one for you. You find a person for you.
You find one of your budget.
If you don't want to go
anyway.
to that high person, someone else will go to, and they will get paid. So
you find one of your budget, but like, have you not seen those? Well, my TikTok is just lash text and all, but those there's a trend going around, and it's like, my worst client, no, it's a sound anyway, and then they'll go to like a text message they received, and it's the client's like, oh, can I get a free service, or I'm going to be 2 hours late, can you still do my lashes, stuff like that. I feel like these service providers anyway are getting a lot of, how to get it? They're feeling a lot of the pressure, especially with this cost of living. Because with the cost of living, it's affecting us, but it's also affecting them.
Yeah.
Their products are going up, everything, so they have to charge more. And now that obviously they know their value more, and they know that they're not going to be breaking their backs or hurting their fingers and straining their eyes for €10 an hour.
Because we're getting the service done, but they have to buy materials to provide the service, as well as actually carry the service out. So, in case you're wondering,
cost of labor and everything, so, and they still have to make a profit on top of it.
But obviously, the reason they do this now is because they learned. So, if you have the time, and if you want to be like, I can't be doing this every 1 month, 2 months, 2 to 3 months, then pick up TikTok, pick up YouTube, go to Amazon, and teach yourself.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can't do if you wanted to do it, really. So
and self-care is there's free forms of self-care. A lot. Just meditate. Why is English so hard today?
Always.
Just meditating, or like, you know, even budgeting as well. Like sitting down and calculating your money, where it's going, where it's not going. You also see that you need to sort out some stuff.
Definitely.
Do you get me? And that can be a form of self-care, because down the line it can actually either help you with pay for more luxury services, or help you understand how you're spending your money and understand your spending quirks. Anyway,
and one thing, one thing I would say is a big form of self-care. If you're too sick to go to work, or if you're just not in the right headspace for work, call that sick phone. Call that sick phone.
You're very entitled to that.
Yeah, because you're a person.
But I feel like our generation are so good at that, though.
Oh, that we do not take. Oh Lord, we do not.
If I feel a bit, I'm calling that phone and I'm like, babe, I can't come in today.
Yeah, or even self-care in the form of knowing that I stood up for myself. I did what was right for me. Like, you see, in jobs that people have taken bad managements, they just get on with their work and stuff. Like, our generation, it's actually like,
we're not playing
around.
We jump, like, we get bored at jobs and be like, you know what, I'm dipping and I'm leaving. Yeah. But do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? That we're not stable or secure?
Well, stable and secure, they're big words. I think it's a good thing that we're not taking any BS, like,
from management and all.
Yeah, like, we know who we are as a person. We know that we are a person at the end of the day. And to the company, well, some companies actually treat their workers well. But to other companies that don't, we know that at the end of the day, we're just a number to them. So if you want to get replaced, they can replace us easily. So we know that, I'm actually more valuable. Yeah. So, secure and stable. I don't know, because they be finding jobs quickly.
But that doesn't mean that, because when you find a job, you still have your probationary period.
That's true, yeah.
And stuff, and like, let's say you have that mindset that I can always find another job. Yeah. You're never gonna work as hard in that particular job.
The mindset's already made. Yeah. So I'm not saying we have to stick stuff out, but don't be too quick to shut down everything. Yeah. Obviously, and like, don't overreact. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like,
obviously, like, if
us Gen Z,
we don't.
That sounds weird. But we're so privileged and stuff like that, though. Yeah. Like, okay, I'm a person. I have the rights. I am gonna, I don't deserve to be treated like this. I got a paper cut. I am leaving. Type of energy. That's like how Gen Z people move. Yeah. In general. Whereas, oh Jesus, where else? Where else?
Millennials, I think. Or the older generation.
Millennials.
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 QX, TVWX, YC.
What's my mom's generation?
Millennials.
I thought that'd be like Sister Tosa.
Boomers. I don't know what they call. I don't know, like the pre-gen is before us. Yeah. Obviously but that's the culture that they grew up in. Like, you just sit, even if you're not in the wrong, you just took it out. Keep quiet and keep pushing, and obviously that.
Yeah. But could that be because they came from, what was it, a more systematic, like, racism? Because our parents are black anyway. Yeah. So I know that a lot of the time, like, the parents that came from Nigeria and they came to work abroad, because even getting a job was already hard. Because they wanted to keep that job, they stuck through it. Like, they took that out. Would that be a reason to why they stayed, or would that just be, I'm a hard worker, I can take anything mentality? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I say it's a cycle. What do they say? You say in Irish, it's a vicious cycle. Because, no, as in, like, because your parents did it, then they do it. Like, if my parents can do this, then I have to do that. If that makes sense.
What are you talking about?
No, you said that obviously, you said your question was, can they stick it? Or they just stick it out and keep pushing because of why, basically. Yeah, and I'm saying, probably because their parents, because obviously they know what their parents came through to get them here.
Yeah.
And obviously, I doubt their parents were treated in the nicest way going back to back then.
Yeah.
So obviously, like a part of them is going to be like, okay, if they can do it, then I have to do it. Because,
Yeah.
I have to make my way, especially, or if they have young children, they're going to be like, oh, you have to. It's not always just what happens in that moment. No, the good thing I say about not the not so good I'd say about Gen X, Gen Z is that we don't tend to think. Yeah, we don't tend to
English is
we don't tend to take
things true.
we don't tend to
Great minds think alike.
we just act in that moment without thinking about, oh, actually let me just pause. I know this happened to me and what that person did was wrong, but how is it going to impact my future? How is it going to impact that? We just act in the moment.
Yeah.
And that, but obviously, like, I'm sure how many times our parents would have wanted to shout to management or give out, but they could be like, okay, I know what's at stake, basically. So, yeah.
Because we have that mentality, like, okay, I will find somewhere else. If that's what you're going on. Like, we have the mentality that, okay, if this doesn't work out or
I
whatever.
think also because there's just many job opportunities. And even if there's no job opportunity.
Is there? Because some people have been looking for jobs for 6, 7, 9 months.
Girl, you gotta look in different places. Or you don't even have to look for job opportunities. Just make one up yourself because I don't know.
Everyone with their hustles and stuff.
Yeah,
because there are a lot of startups as well.
Definitely, like you don't have to rely on the old traditionals. But to our older generation watching or listening to this podcast, now is the time for your self-care.
Yeah.
Because if you think back about what our parents...
Take that leave.
Leave, not saying leave your kids, but step out that house, for a good 3 to 4 days a week. Go solo holiday, take care of yourself, treat yourself. That's all. I'm always trying to teach her to be more selfish.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's a good quality, obviously.
I was already selfish.
I know it's a good quality to think of others before yourself. I know it's not like a mom mentality or something. But I'm just like, girl, like just put you first sometimes. Because, I
think it's healthy in a family dynamic though, where everybody like puts themselves first. Like, okay, I need time for myself.
Yeah, because it impacts the family better.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
And everyone's happier.
Yeah.
But like if it's constantly like, especially for moms, they get it harder.
Very hard.
For women in general, they get it harder. Like, you have to take care of your siblings, you have to take care of the house, and then on top of that, new age generation anyway, you're also working on top of all of this is happening. Yeah. And then you don't have any time for yourself. So that's why, to be honest, I respect when moms go on their little trips and I love the new age of aunties going on girl trips. It's so
see them on TikTok with their selfie sticks. Just take the time, step out of that house. Yeah, they'll be fine. They'll survive. Like, look after yourself first. Because that's just I love how we started off with self care, but we're actually like, wow.
Because it's all self care. It is
because guys, stress kills. Just to boil it down to self care, stress. You think compared to like say someone who has like an unhealthy diet or someone who has this health problem going on versus stress. You'd be surprised at the amount of times how stress has been the highest factor. And take care of yourself. In
cancer as well.
Yeah.
I know there's research where like stress, most common denominator.
Like it induces so many other health conditions.
And like it piles up.
It'll pile up until you can't take it anymore. Like that's how some people just, sorry to say, they just, go to sleep and they just don't get up the next day. That's just very morbid. So take care of yourself because no one's going to take... Obviously, depending on who you have surrounding you and your community and stuff, people can take care of you, but like you have to be the one to make that first move. Yeah. Take care of yourself, please. In any way possible. That's safe and reasonable. Yeah. But take care of yourself.
And what was it? You were saying multiple times... Jesus. You were saying multiple times in the episode where... what were you saying? Sorry.
I talk a lot.
You're talking about how you don't have enough time or something. I can't remember.
Not promised.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, yeah. I couldn't remember the exact phrase you used. So, she just mentioned how tomorrow's not promised. Don't leave it till, okay, let me work hard now, and in 5 years, I'm going to go on that holiday. Or, when you're older, let me just work till I retire. And anything happens, as she said.
Oh, God, you never know.
people die unexpectedly, or
life happens.
Life literally just happens. So just, once in a while, take time out, spend a day by yourself, travel to those places you want to travel to, do those things that are on your bucket list in time. And it's always better to do when you can go. To be honest, I really like this generation because
we're going to book that flight.
we actually go out and do what we want to do because you're young, and it's not always
young and lit.
What's that phrase that these people be using?
Forever young.
No, I think it's all work and no play makes Johnny
Jack a job boy.
I thought it was Johnny.
That's Jack.
Anyway, makes any
yeah.
All work and no play makes
Jack
/ Johnny a dull boy.
Yeah.
Is that what we're going for? So it's not like if you don't have fun once in a while, you would be dull in life, or you'd just be
balance is the key. I'm not saying just play your life away, but balance.
Yeah. Work hard.
Everything in moderation. That's literally it.
I think that was a cute episode.
That was a good one. I feel like, take care of yourself. You come first.
Yeah.
Period.
Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure you didn't do like, comment, subscribe at the start again.
Oh.
Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share to your friends, your aunties, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters.
Book that flight. Take that trip.
Go out. Have a staycation.
Yourself, literally.
Just
leave.
Love y'all.
Love y'all. See you next time. Next episode. That episode at the start.
We want to announce that to celebrate our 5th anniversary, we want to invite you to come and join us for our Bloom with Lead brunch. All the details are there. Make sure you reserve on Eventbrite.